Yeah, well, last year was, it was pretty exciting, really successful year for us. Won 13 in a row, and then fell a little short in the semifinals at Parker, who went on to be the state championship, be the state champions a week later. So a lot of positive stuff comes out of that. But at the same time, a lot of those guys are gone, and this year's team is a completely different makeup of guys, and we have a number of guys that were on that team and participated in the wins. Every year the team really starts over. So, I think if we could take the best parts of that and learn from the group of guys that just came before us, that can help us a lot this year. And I think our senior class, there's not a whole lot of them. There's only 12 of those guys. But we have a lot of our most effective leaders on the team inside that group of guys. So hopefully we can learn a lot from the things that went well for us last year. Well, it's going to be a really good game. We expect it to be one that goes right down to the end, just like last year's group did. Last year was an extremely wild game with 56-46 final score, and we were behind until about 10 minutes to go in that game. We were behind the whole time, and then took the lead and didn't let it go. But we had to get one last touchdown at the end to kind of distance ourselves enough to be a little bit comfortable in the last few minutes of the game. They've got really good players. The quarterback's a good player, returner from last year. Their starting running back is committed to Notre Dame and had an offer list that was the who's who of college football programs. We're talking Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, you name it. And they play him in a few different spots on the field, not just right there by the quarterback. He also goes over and plays defense a little bit. And they've got really good players across the board at any spot. They're a little bit bigger school than us, but we'd be in the same classification if we were in Georgia or they were over here. So it's a good test. They fit in with 6A football in Alabama really well.